Morning everyone, this is Bremster and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle by XeonRisq called Emblem. This is a puzzle that Xeon created for me specially because you've been watching the Save the Galaxy puzzle adventure and I hope you've been enjoying that. That was a series that I released while I was supposed to be on holiday. We arrived at the destination for the holiday and then my wife and I both got COVID and we had to leave before the event that we'd been planning for 3 years to attend started. And we've spent the last week at home very, very sick. I'm still not recovered. One of the things I didn't know about COVID, although I should have, is that it makes your brain very, very cloudy, and I'm not thinking very clearly. So I've been trying to record puzzles and failing a lot recently, and Xeon made this puzzle for me as something that was a little bit more things that I'd been doing a lot recently before I left. So we've been working on the Killer Sudoku Pack. And of course, a few months ago, we released the March of the Quads pack. So this is a Killer Quadruples puzzle, which he said would be something that I would be able to enjoy. So here's hoping this is a puzzle that I can actually complete. People have been submitting puzzles to me. Thank you very much. I have been getting them. The problem I've had is most of the puzzles that have been submitted to me have had not normal rules, or they've been very, very complex. So they've had twists to the puzzles or something like that, which have... While I enjoy puzzles like that, I don't like them to be the norm on my channel, because a lot of the people who come to my channel seem to like just they're exploring Sudoku, either not necessarily new, but they come to it not for those incredibly deep puzzles. They enjoy the easier ones. And when I get something that is incredibly complex, it is very, very clear from my view counts and the hits to the links that I generate that those are just not as popular. I do want to do those puzzles because I enjoy them, but when I can actually think clearly, but most of what I'm after are just normal puzzles. So I'm not saying don't submit them, but if that's all I get, then I'm going to be in a lot of trouble for producing content. And at the moment I'm there. So we'll see what happens. I may end up pulling some stuff out of previous packs and just doing a couple of weeks of puzzles from packs again. That's not what I like to do, but it's maybe what I have to do. But Xeon has provided this for me. On packs, the pack that is currently running on my channel, of course, is the Polarizing Sudoku Puzzle Pack, and we are getting close to the end of when you can submit answers to that one. Every puzzle answer that you submit gets you an entry into the prize, and I have confirmed, and that is going to be some puzzle books by at least one puzzle book. I think I've got permission to do two from Akash Dulani. So very much thank you to Akash for providing me the ability to send PDFs of your paid content through to viewers of my channel who submit answers to my puzzle packs. I'm sorry, I'm waffling. I'm really not well. And yeah, thank you very much for that. And if you have been working through the Polarizing Sudoku Pack, even if you've only done a few puzzles, send the answers through. You will get a call out in the end of the month showcase, and of course you'll be in the running to win some amazing puzzles by Akash Dulani. Let's have a look at Emblem by XeonRisq. So yeah, as I said, there are two rules in effect for this puzzle. There are, apart from the basics, so there are normal Sudoku rules. In every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. We have quadruples, which are these circles. And the way quadruples work is when there is a number inside a quadruple circle, that number must appear at least once in the 4 cells touching that circle. So around in these 4 cells, there will be at least 1 3, at least 1 6, and at least 1 7. And then there are killer cages, which are one of the more standard rule sets, which are the digits that are placed in cages will sum to the digit in the top left corner of the cage, and digits cannot repeat within cages. That is standard killer rules. With that, this is solvable. I'm really looking forward to giving this one a shot. It's been designed specifically for me while I'm convalescing. Let's give this a shot. Of course, there'll be links to everything below. Okay, so it's a quadruples puzzle. I immediately want to look for... things that are lining up. And the first thing that's calling out to me is 6 must go in those 4 cells, 6 must go in those 4 cells. So I cannot put 6 anywhere else in those 2 rows, which means 6 has to go in here in a 10 cage. That is a 4, 6, 10 cage. 4 has to go in one of those 4. Well, 7 has to go in one of those 2. But 4 has to go in one of those 4. But because of the 4 that has to go in those and the 4 that has to go in there, it can't go in there. So 4 goes in one of those 2. 4 in a 10 cage leaves 6. So 4 in a 10 cage leaves 6. And I can't use 2 4s. So this has to be 1 4 5. That can't be the 4. So I've got the makeup of that 10 cage. Can't use a 4 in an 18 cage. I won't pull out my calculator just yet, but I'm probably, pardon me, going to at some point. Are there any other things that are obviously lining up? Well, okay, that's an interesting thing. I'm not used to looking at quad clues that way. But, for example, this 2 4 clue, I can't put a 2 in here because if I did, then it would have to go up with a 10. So there's a 2 in one of those 2 in the 20 cage. I know that's marking across boxes, the same as I did there. So there is a 2 in a 20 cage, which means in this one, 2 has to go down here. But I'm not seeing, that could be 2 7. Nine has to go in here, 9 has to go in here. Oh, hang on, I can do a similar trick here. 9 has to go in this quad, but it can't go in an 8 cage. That does not work, because then the other 2 cells would have to total -1. So 9 is in those, which puts 9 in one of those 2, which means on this quad, 9 can't go, okay, that's clever. 9 can't go in those 2 because it would break that quad. So 9 can't go there, and I can't put 9 there because 9 has to go in one of those 2. That is actually the 9. Now that may stop that being a 9, but I'm not sure. Yeah, that can't be a 9. I can't put a 9 in a 12 cage, that 12 cage now. This isn't just jumping out at me, but then again, as I said, I am not thinking as clearly as I should. Maybe I do need my... So I need to put a 3 in this 24 cage. I could need to keep looking at that. This is 4, 6. I still need to put a 3 on this quad. So there's a 3 in this 24 cage. So I need 3 cells that sum to 21. Can I do that without a 9? Because 6, 7, and 8 are 21. So I can. But if these were 6, 7, and 8, then this would be 1, 5, and 1, 5 doesn't sum to 9. So this can't be 6, 7, 8. I need to put a 1 or a 5 in here. So I need to put a 3 with a 1 or a 5. Now, if I put 3 and 1 in here, I need to put a 5 in here. Okay, so this is a little tricky to see, but I think it's correct. I need to put a 3 in this cage. I can't put 1 and 5 in here because they don't sum to 9. So I have to put 1 or 5 in here. Possibly both. Don't think so, though. But if I put 1 in here, no, I can't put both because 3, 1, and 5 would be completely broken because 3, 1, and 5 would mean that this cell would have to sum to something ridiculous. So I need to put, so this is 1, 8. This is absolutely 1, 8. And the reason for that is if I put 1 in this cage with the 3, then the other 2 cells have to sum to 20, and that's not possible. So I have to put a 5 in here, which means there's no 5 up here. This is 1, 4, 5. That 4 makes this 6 and this 4. Now this has got 3 and 5 in it, which sums to 8. The other 2 have to sum to 16. Now there's a 5 in here. This needs a 3, an 8, and a 9. Now if I put 3 there, I could still potentially put 3 there. I'm not sure. 6 now has to go in here because I can't put it in those. So that's 15. So the other 2 need to sum to 7. This is quite tricky. Hang on, I can't put 4 in here now. So this needs a 2, 4 in it, and I can't put a 4 in here because it would have to go with an 8, and that would conflict. This is 2, 4. So if this is 2, 4 summing to 6, these need to sum to 14. Now 14 would be 9, 5, which I can't use, 8, 6, which I can use. It has to be 8, 6. This is an 8, 6 pair. Now I need to put a 4, 5 on this quad. The 4, 5 goes there. That's 9. This becomes a 3. Which means I have to put a 3. Oh, hang on. This 4 makes this 2, which makes this 4, which makes this 5, which makes this 4. Puts 4 in one of those 2, but I'm not sure that's helping me yet. But this 12? Because I need to put 3 and 9 in here. 3 and 9 is 12, but 3 has to go up here. If 3 is here, that makes that 3. I'm not sure. What about this 9 cage? Well, I need to put a 1 in this 9 cage because I can't put it up there. So this has to be 1, 8. So there's no 2 in there. There's a 2 there. Now, this 6, 8 makes that the 1 and that the 8. That doesn't stop that being an 8. Makes that 1 and that 8. Puts 1 up here. Which I don't see as a problem, because I think I could still put 1 there and there maybe. This needs to sum to 11 and it has to have a 6 in it. This is 5 and 6. I need to put a 6 in here because of this quad. So I need 2 other digits that sum to 6. I can't use 1, 5 because if 6 is here, that would have to be 1 or 5. It doesn't work. The only other option is 2, 4. So this is 2, 6, 4. And the only place for 2 is there. So 2, 6, 4 is the only option. That 6 makes that 5 and that 6. That 5 takes 5 out of there, means that's the 5. Which means these sum to 19 and must include a 3. So I need 2 cells that sum to 16, which has to be 9, 7. So this is 3, 7, 9, without this being 3 or 9. So that's a 7, and that's 3, 9. And 9 has to be there, so that's the 3, that's the 9. This is tricky. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 and 8, which is 15. So this becomes a 3, and that gets me my... I need to put an 8 on that quad. So there's my 3, 8, 9 on the quad. I need to put a 2 on this quad. I need to put an 8 on this quad. So this is a 2, 8 pair, which is 10. So this has to be a 9. That 8 makes that the 2 and that the 8. This is now a known pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 7 and 8, which means that's not the 3. This is the 3. 7, 8. That 8 makes that 7, that 8, which makes that 6 and that 8. This now is, well, the 3 makes that 9, so that becomes the 2. This is 15, so this has to sum to 3. So this is 1 and 2, and we know the order. So this is 1. I need to put a 6 and a 7 in there. 6 and 7 is 13, so that's a 1. That 7 makes that 6 and that 7. Hadn't even looked at this 8 cage, which I knew must have a 1 in it, which has to be down here. So 8 is 1, 2, 5, or 1, 3, 4. So this is 4 or 5, and I can't put 1 or 2 in here. They can't put a 2 in here. This is 1, 3, 4. So this is 4. Oh, hang on. Yeah, it's 1, 3, 4, and this is 1, 3. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 7, and we know the order. That's 7 and that's 4. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 and 9, and I don't know the order. 1, 2, 3, and 5 go in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 7 and 9. 7 and 9 sum to 16. So that's a 3 to get to the 19 total. I now have 3, 6. I have to put a 7 on the quad, so that resolves the order of those. 1, 2, 3, 5 and 6 go in there, and this 5 gives us the order. That's the 6 and that's the 5. And that is all of the clues resolved. Ah, no, it's not, because that quadruple needs a 1. So that's the 1 and that's the 3. That was a really clever interaction of all of the quads and the killer cages. I really liked that one. So now I need to put a 1 in this row, which has to go there because of that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. This only needs 2 in the column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7. And that 5 gives me the order. That's the 7 and that's the 5. I only need 2 in this column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that 3 gives me the order, the 6 and the 3. This row needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 9. That 5 makes that the 9 and that the 5. And now I'm just down to corners and I'm not sure where to start. Well, that 4 makes that the 4. So in here I need 2, 6, and 8. Well, I can't put 6 in either of those, so that's the 6. That's the 2 and that's the 8. Now, down here, I need to put 1, 2, 5, and 9. Down here, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that 3 gives me the order. That's the 6 and that's the 3. This is 7 and 8, which I'm not seeing resolved. 2 and 8. Which is resolved. That's the 8 and that's the 2. The 8 makes that the 7 and that the 8, which makes that the 9 and that the 7. And now I just need to put in 1 and 9. And that is not how long it took me to complete that puzzle. And obviously I need to enter the solution into that grid properly. Sorry, everyone. Yeah, that was a very, very cool puzzle. I really enjoyed that one. Yeah, I'm out of my routine of obviously setting up the puzzles correctly. I'm sorry about that. That was a lot of fun. And it was one that I could absolutely solve even, pardon me, even though I'm not feeling 100%. Thank you, Xeon. I really appreciated you going out of your way to make that puzzle for me, and I hope everyone else enjoyed it as well. That was a very cool interaction of killer cages and quadruples clues. thank you everyone for watching. I hope that I will be able to continue bringing content over the next week. Um, I worked really hard to bring content for over my holidays, and then I lost my holiday. It's just been a rough few weeks, and I'm not sure what's going to be happening. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and all I can say is better than me. Good luck with your solving. Bye.